I am looking for a violet that can complement, neutralize, desaturate the yellows I have on my palette. The color wheel says violet is the complementary color of yellow. We will see in this video that it might be a little more complex than that. I have two violets to test today to see if one of them will be a good fit for my palette, and knowing that it will need to neutralize three yellows, starting with cadmium yellow lemon, following by cadmium yellow light, and finally yellow ochre. So for each of the mix, I will create three swatches showing you three different values to have a good idea of how it looks per color. Our first test today is Ultramarine Violet by Rembrandt, and this is PV15. So the first three swatches are each time to show you the violet by themselves. So Ultramarine Violet, it's very important to be able to locate the color on the color wheel. So Ultramarine Violet is located on the violet blue hue of the color wheel. And here, the first result, the first mix with cadmium yellow lemon, indeed neutralize Ultramarine Violet is able to neutralize cadmium yellow lemon. So I'm very pleasantly surprised, and I'm very happy. I can see that despite the cadmium yellow lemon not located itself on the yellow-orange spectrum or hue of the color wheel, it's still able to be neutralized by Ultramarine Violet, so this is very, very good. Now moving on to cadmium yellow light. Cadmium yellow light has more red in it, so is on the yellow spectrum, or the yellow slightly orange, in between yellow orange and yellow hue of the color wheel, I would say. And I can see that the first mix is very green, so I'm adding more Ultramarine Violet in the mix to try to neutralize more this cadmium yellow light. And here I'm checking my mix by adding some white, and I'm very pleased and very happy to see that indeed one more time Ultramarine Violet was able to neutralize correctly the cadmium yellow light this time, and I'm finishing the two remaining swatches for that mix. And I can see that this is two similar mix that I obtain with cadmium yellow lemon and cadmium yellow light. These are cool grays that I just obtained, and I'm very happy. Now moving on to yellow ochre. So yellow ochre is located on the yellow orange spectrum hue of the color wheel, or I will even say on the orange yellow hue of the color wheel. This one has more red in it, and it's a slightly desaturated yellow. Now I can directly see that despite having more red in it, the Ultramarine Violet is one more time able to neutralize that yellow. So I'm very pleasantly surprised that Ultramarine Violet is able to neutralize these three yellows that I have on my palette. I was very surprised, to be honest, when I did that mix, so I'm very happy, and I'm finishing the two remaining swatches, and it's definitely a win for Ultramarine Violet, which is one more time, a violet blue. So this is not a pure violet, this is a violet leaning towards blue, and it's able to neutralize the three yellows that I have on my palette. Now moving on to the second violet, which is Amethyst by Michael Harding. Amethyst by Michael Harding is a multi-pigmented color, so he has PR122, PB29 and PV23 in it, so multi-pigmented color by Michael Harding, Amethyst. I chose Amethyst because Amethyst apparently, from what I heard, is supposed to be a color mimicking Cobalt Violet. Cobalt Violet is one of the only colors I know that is located on the violet spectrum, directly on the violet spectrum. I think from memory, maybe manganese violet might be also another violet that is located on the violet spectrum, but I will say that Amethyst doesn't locate itself on the violet spectrum, and we will quickly see that is actually not the case. So now starting with the cadmium yellow lemon, I'm trying to add more amethyst in the mix to see if I can neutralize that cadmium yellow lemon. I can clearly see that I'm having a hard time neutralizing amethyst with cadmium yellow lemon or vice versa. And I'm insisting, but I can see that I'm stuck on the violet red hue of the color wheel, so I'm already applying the swatches here for cadmium yellow lemon. And yeah, what I can see here is that amethyst is definitely not a good fit to mimic violet, cobalt violet, because in my opinion, I think amethyst, it's not a violet, but it's a violet red. It's really definitely a violet that leans towards red. And I think this is why I cannot neutralize my first yellow, cadmium yellow lemon with that color. Here I'm really insisting because it's the first mix of the series, so I'm insisting to try to add more cadmium yellow lemon to see if I can neutralize that color, to make sure that I'm doing a good job. And I can definitely see, despite being moving a little more on the color wheel here, I'm moving a little more towards orange, but I remain stuck between the violet red hue and the orange yellow hue. I will say here it's slightly orange yellow color that I get at the end, and I will add two bonus swatches, two extra swatches for that mix, because I really wanted to push until I make sure that I cannot neutralize that cadmium yellow lemon with Amethyst by Michael Harding. Here, moving on to cadmium yellow light. So cadmium yellow light, I already know, I'm already expecting that it will be even harder to neutralize since cadmium yellow light has even more red in it. So the only thing that I'm doing here right now, I'm just moving back and forth between violet red and orange yellow hue on the color wheel. So I'm giving up because I can tell that I'm not gonna be able to neutralize Amethyst with my yellows, or Amethyst won't be able to neutralize my yellows. So I'm just finishing the swatches because it's very important for me to have this reference swatches when I need to refer back to in the studio. So I'm finishing now with yellow ochre, but as yellow ochre has even more red than cadmium yellow light, I already know that I won't be able to neutralize that color. So I'm just finishing the swatches for reference and for you as well. I will say that if I will need to neutralize that color, I will need to add more green in it. So maybe to neutralize Amethyst, a good fit will be terre verte. Terre verte will be, I think, a good fit to neutralize Amethyst. And if you don't have terre verte, you probably will be able to neutralize Amethyst with more Viridian in your mix. So this is it. This is the result of today's mixing. I'm very pleased to see that Ultramarine Violet was able to neutralize all my yellows that I have on my palette. And it's interesting to see that one of these violet leans towards blue and one of these violet leans towards red. So if I want to neutralize the yellows I have on my palette, I definitely need to choose a violet that leans towards blue, or maybe make another test with a pure violet that sits directly on the violet hue of the color wheel. If you want to see more video about color mixing, please check my playlist color mixing. If you want to see more versus video, please check my playlist versus. Subscribe, activate the notification bell, and stick around for everything oil painting. I'm looking forward to see you in the next one.